Hello, welcome to Always Yarn First, the podcast that delves into knitting, crochet, spinning, and all things yarn. I'm Lindsey, and I'm coming to you from Central Arkansas. To stay updated on my latest yarny adventures, follow me on Instagram and Ravelry as Always Yarn First. My cat is already being a menace, like it looks like he wants to jump up where the camera is and attack it. This is Zuzu. Yes, okay. You had your moment of fame. All right, welcome. Today is Wednesday, January 29th. It is episode 81. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by, checking my podcast out. I do a traditional style of podcasting. Go over whips. He's just knocking things off a table now. We're just gonna ignore him. So I go over whips, anything like that, goals, things like that. So welcome. I hope you will stick around. Every episode of my podcast is named after a song that I love because before my love of yarn was my love of music. This is going to be a problem. And so this week's episode is called Mr. Blue Sky by ELO. I do have a Spotify playlist linked below that you can follow me with all of my other titles I've had along the way. Pardon me. So, let's get into it, shall we, before this cat makes an absolute mess. I have my notes here that I'm looking down at. So this week we have finished objects. We technically have new cast-ons, but they're all finished objects already. And then a couple of whips, and I have some spinning to talk about, and acquisitions. So let's get into it. I am wearing no knitting again. Usually I have today off, but I am going into work because I am off work the next 3 days. Lori from Arkansas Yarn Co., where I work, my boss and friend, her and I are off tomorrow to the Knitty McPurley retreat in Fort Worth. I believe it's officially in Fort Worth, the Dallas area. So we are excited. We're going to that. Lori will be teaching a class. We will be vending there. So I hope that some of you on here will also be going, and I will get to meet you if I haven't met you already. So that will be really fun. So today I am going to go to work. I'm just going in a little bit later. This afternoon we have to, we're going to do a mock table of our vending table and then pack everything up and get it into Lori's car so we are ready to go in the morning. So very excited about that. All right, I have 4 finished objects. So let's go with the ones you've seen first. This one is the Snowy Headband. I haven't been coughing all morning. Go figure. This knit up so quickly. This is a pattern by Veera Valimaki. I used Junction Fiber Mill Making Tracks DK in the colorway Tangerine Twist, which is the color changing yarn here. And then I held it with Suburban Stitcher Suri in the Demure colorway. And I'm not going to put it on now because it kind of frizzes up my hair a little bit, but it is perfect. We're going back in another warm spell, beginning of February. One day I just saw this morning, it's going to be in this, I think 71 next week, which is crazy. But we did have quite a cold spell recently, and this was my hurry up and get a headband because if you've been here a while, I had said that I couldn't find any of my knitted headbands, so this one has been awesome, very easy to make, super fast, pretty much just garter with this little twist thing you do in the middle, just to kind of make it a little stylish. Excellent. Definitely highly recommend this project. All right, the next one that you have seen, I don't have my blockers right here, is my socks. This is Night Owl Fibers in the colorway Polar Bear Kisses. You see I do have this end here. She is hosting a year-long knit-along where if you knit a pair of socks from beginning to end each month in her yarn, you'll be eligible for discounts throughout the year and a special skein that she will dye at the end of the year. So this is my January socks, and I already have my February ones. I like picked the yarn last night, but I can't start it till February 1st, and I'll be gone this weekend, so I've laid it next to my winder so that when I come back Sunday night, I can wind that up and then get it on my needles, but it won't go with me this weekend. So that is finished object 2. Now the next 2 are new cast-ons since I have seen you. So first of all, you've seen something similar to this one twice now. This is the Quick Ombre hat. I have made 2 of these already. I made it in the opposite color, so I started with this color down here. This is out of Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Denim and Water Green. And like I said, the first 2 hats, I'm on the exact same size, which I think in the pattern it's like adult ladies size is what it's called. This is a free pattern. I just taught a beginner colorwork class this last weekend, so I had cast on to make this with the students. This is a fantastic way to kind of start your colorwork adventure, and she has some other really great free patterns also that are you know, a little bit more than this. But I am happy to report that, so I got 1 skein of this and 1 skein of this, and I successfully made 3 hats of adult lady size hats out of just those 2 skeins. I had, you know, just enough left for scraps, but I successfully made 3 hats, which is amazing for bang for your buck. So highly suggest this pattern. Love making it. This is my hat. So I made one for a shop sample to promo the class. I made one for my daughter, and then this one will be mine finally. So you can definitely see a theme here with when we did have our cold front, I wanted things to cover my ears, and the last finished object is the same. So I cast on the Arrowhead headband. This is the headband I had previously talked about last year. I think I made three of these, yes, because in my Ravelry when I put this in, this is number 4. So I've made 3 of these, and I can't find a single one of them. So this is one of my favorites. This again is a free pattern, I think. I didn't double check that, but I'm pretty sure it is. Great pattern, goes super fast. I used Madelinetosh A.S.A.P, which is a bulky. I have made this headband though in everything as heavy as bulky down to a DK with the exact same instructions and had good results. This has not been blocked, so it's a little, you know, bumpy, lumpy. But again, I love this pattern. It's fun and it goes super fast because I think I finished it while working on it 3 different days. So yeah, you just knit flat and then you seam it right there. So I just, you know, put that at the back of my head. Super nice. Really quick knit. Oh, this is the colorway Best in Snow, by the way. So yeah. So lots of covering my ears, and the reason I named this week's episode Mr. Blue Sky, because I definitely am on my current blue kick right now, which I ain't mad at because blue is my favorite color. All right, so most of my work has been on finished objects, but I have touched a few whips, so let's get into those. All right, the first one is my test, which is no longer a test officially because I have not finished it, but the pattern is out now. This is the shoulder shell. And I have made some progress. I don't even know. Okay, so there's my marker down there. So I made a decent amount of progress. So I'll still have the armholes to finish, but I'm basically on just stockinette right now, just back and forth. So I'll probably bring this, like, it's been so crazy this week, both at work and not work, personal things, that like the retreat I knew was coming, but I have not even thought of packing both knitting items or clothing items. So when I get off work tonight, it'll be doing laundry and figuring out that and figuring out what patterns. But I think this would be a great one because it's just stockinette, so it's very easy for social knitting. And another thing I'm gonna show you here in a second. So yeah, this, I'll hold it the correct way that makes sense now. So these sit on your shoulder, the shoulder shell. And it's just an open kind of cardigan. I don't know if you call it that since it's short sleeves. So basically I just have the length to do, and then I think just some touch up of the edging for the sleeves and whatever. But yeah. And the yarn I'm using for that is Legacy Fiber Arts in the colorway Candy Apple. All right, the one other project I've touched. So like I said, I've finished some things, and I haven't been working on a lot of whips. This is the Moonstone. This is a bulky shawl. You've seen it a while now. And here's where I was. And this is the Moonstone colorway also by Hedgehog Fibers. I love this color. I finally got to the point where I'm done increasing. So where I am right now, I will next be starting the lace chart. And this again is a free pattern. Pardon. All of her patterns are free. So this is a lace chart, and so I definitely won't be bringing this just because I feel like that'd be easy to mess up. But here is what it looks like. So I'm on my second skein. I have one more full skein of this. Again, blue. So there is a theme coming here. And that's all the whips I have. So let's talk briefly about some spinning. So I finally finished my Advent spin. I had got a fiber Advent from Fiber Nymph Dye Works, and you can see behind me here, those are the first three bobbins. So it was the orange one, green, blue, and it's not just all those colors. That's like, I think I was putting about 5 days each on a bobbin. So I don't remember if I showed this one. So then this was the next bobbin. And then this is the last one, ended on a pink. So the next thing is that I don't know what this will get plied with. I have quite a stash of fiber. This did come with a full 4 ounce of fiber that's like rainbow. I just don't know how that's gonna look plied together, if that's gonna be just too crazy. I almost wanna do something a little more neutral-ish because there's so many colors in this. So that's the problem where I'm at now. So I finished the advent. They have been spun. But now I need to spin the next fiber that will be plied with these. Yeah, that's a problem. So stay tuned on that dilemma. But I have quite a bit of fiber. I probably just need to go through my stash and see if there's anything in there that could work. You'd think I'd have something that can work, but I tend to buy bright, crazy fiber because that's what I enjoy. Yeah, it's hard to buy neutral color fiber for me, but when it comes to plying it with something else, that's something you kind of really need, is something a bit more neutral. All right, so that is it for spinning. Now we have acquisitions. All right, I told you last time that some things were coming. The first thing I believe that came in the mail was, sorry for the crinkle, I got this set from Hugh Loco. This is Mimosa 50 gram sets. So each of these are 50 grams. I kind of had some ideas. I don't remember right now what they are, that this could go in a project together. Kind of like a fade-ish. This is on her merino sock base, 80/20, merino nylon, 200 yards per each 50 gram. So I just love the colors on this. That'd be something fun for spring or summer. Then I got my monthly package from Gritty Knits, the All Year Advent Club, which you get 2 mini skeins a month. So these were the next ones. I still have not pulled out my Anna Zadora, so now over there I'm 3 months worth of colors to add to that shawl. So I do want to pull it out and get going on it. Just hasn't happened yet. The other subscription I currently have is the Knitty McPurley League of Extraordinary Sock Knitters Club. And I love this color. So again, she has a sock club. Right now, the only way you're going to be able to sign up is if someone cancels and it shows up on her website. So if you're interested, you need to regularly check, because she is a one-person team, which means she has a very limited number. It also came with another one of these awesome, well, it's upside down. This way is showing the sock right side up. There you go. This way is showing her label right side up. So this is the February club, and these are definitely my colors, like a bluish color, kind of a bluish green. I love it with the orange. And again, right now I'm getting these, but I'm not. She gives a suggestion. We are working out of Summer Lee's sock book, the Sock Project book. And I am not really doing those. I'm just kind of adding these to stash for now. I haven't made any of the patterns of Summer Lee, not to say I won't, but again, my long-term goal this year is knitting joy, so I am knitting what I want, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. All right, and then I bought some things from Arkansas Yarn Co. Because when you work there and you get to see everything Lori dyes, and then you see how many there are of each thing, and you get to put them in the system ready to sell. If you want one, I just buy one immediately. So, first of all, I think last time I showed that I had gotten the January Sock Club box, and that is my last month I'm getting that subscription. But a lot of times Lori will do some test first to test the color she has in mind, and it won't turn out exactly what she wants. So this is kind of an offshoot Doesn't have a name. It doesn't even have a ball band, nothing. This is an offshoot of the January subscription. It's just like you see this pale pink and these amazing green speckles. It's so beautiful. And I don't know. I feel like socks for it, but I'm not sure. It's just stunning. I just think it's so delicate and stunning that I knew I needed to have one. And then the other thing she dyed some sets for Valentine's colors. She did some hat kits and she did some sock sets. And this one spoke to me, and this one, I'm sorry, is already sold out with good reason. I specifically picked this skein because I love the speckling on this one. Not that they're, all amazing, but again, benefit of being there in the store. So yes, this is I don't even have the colorway on this one because I knew I was buying it before I even put it in the system. This is, I think, the Not Tonight colorway. So I love this so much, so much. But there are still some sock sets, hat kits, and she did a DK, I forgot the name. There's lots of fun names, but she also did a DK single skein. All right, that is it of my acquisitions. Yes. Okay, so we're not going to do goals, even though it is almost the end of January. By the time this goes up, well, it'll be the day before February. What? Okay. But next time we'll do goals, and next time I will also pull a prize for the first month of the Love My Stash make-along. So make sure you are going on my Ravelry, you're chatting away in the chat, you're putting your FOs in the FO thread, and I will pull a prize from one of those threads. So even though I'm not talking about goals specifically, I just a little bit of miscellaneous chatter. I don't even know about live chatter. I think the other project I am going to take this weekend is this. You'll remember this, the ordeal with this. This was supposed to be socks for a friend who has moved away. I knit one full sock, hand knit, lost it in New York. Had cast on the second sock, realized the first sock was gone, and this friend likes long socks, so I decided to frog the second sock. I went to work and I made a big old tube, and I'm going to make afterthought socks. So I haven't made any progress because this is where I was last time. I picked up the stitches. I'm ready to knit on this, but I feel like I'm going to take this with. Not saying I will, but wouldn't it be awesome to have another finished object this month? So far, I have 6 finished objects. I have 2 hats, 2 headbands, 2 pairs of socks. Okay, now the cat is biting my foot. He really wants played with. So I'm going to take this because Lori is driving to Dallas, so I figured I will have time to work on this. We'll see. It just is a nice little push for me to work on these. Yeah. I'm going to bring that and my shoulder shell with me, I think, to Dallas as my 2 projects. So I mentioned the make-along. I mentioned that we're going to be at the retreat this weekend. I feel like there was something else. And what was it? Totally gone. Yeah, totally gone. So I will just have to, when I remember, I will have to put a note on my phone and make sure we talk about it next podcast. Next podcast will be the goals episode where we'll talk specifically about goals. I think this year I am going to, I've always done the skeins in, skein out, which I'm still going to do. So anything that is 50 gram skein or above gets counted as a skein in. Whether I paid for it, whether it was gifted to me, if it's in the house, it counts. And then the same when it's gone, when I finish a project, even if there's some left, it's a skein out. If I gift it, whatever, any way that it goes out of my house, it is a skein out. So I'm still going to do that, but I'm thinking of also keeping track of grams this year, just for my own curiosity. This cat is really wanting some attention. I'm so sorry. So I think I'm taking account of the grams out right now because it's still January, so I have my finished objects here. I can easily still weigh these and then put them in my finished object notebook. So I just have an idea of like how much. I feel like that'd be really, I don't know if this is the right word, like fulfilling to see that number at the end of the year. All right, so I guess that's it for this time. It's a shorter one this time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, all those things. And thank you for putting up with my cat tearing up everything as I'm sitting here doing this. So I podcast every 2 weeks. I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.